Hi, everybody. Welcome to WCA Extra. It's our live desk streaming show, kicking off around 9:15. Today, we want to loop in our Ike Ben David. He went over to Crosset Brook Middle School. Now, this is one of the schools. Now, last week, some floodwaters got in there, and we'll kind of just want to talk about that. But Ike, first of all, thanks for being here today.
Hey, John. Good morning. How are you?
Great. And so, first things first. How does this even happen? We get some kind of winter weather last week. And how did that come into play, especially for kids now getting back to school today?
Yeah, as you point out, the school is open today. Going to look a little different, and we'll go into that a little later. But this all started Thursday morning. It was interesting talking to the head of maintenance and the superintendent yesterday. They were alarmed because they were aware there could be some ice jams last week, and I guess in the middle of the night, the IT guys, the IT folks there, they checked their cameras and water was coming into the building. So they started to sound the alarms. And that's around, the middle of the night, the middle of the morning, around 2, 3 a.m. And this was because ice jams from the Crosset Brook, which of course the school is the Crosset Brook Middle School.
Yeah.
So very close by. And that ice jams hit kind of a utility box, was cement, and that's how much the water diverted off the normal path and really completely moved that, which then caused the flooding. As we go into this, was not the first time it's happened, and the school really closed several days because of this flooding.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of going off of that too, there was already kind of some work underway to some flood prevention work there to make sure this didn't happen. Unfortunately, that water kind of beat them to the punch. What did that look like? And as far as that work getting done, is that now delayed, or what's that look like now?
Yeah, first, John, I'll answer. I was actually there. I got some video last Friday, and to be there as crews were already cleaning up. And again, this is kind of a day after. It was crazy to see how much the water diverted off what was the normal path of the Crosset Brook. But to your original question there too, this already happened in the summer, and they were planning. They said, we got to change this. It's never happened before. And then they were seeing the writing on the wall, and they had approval from the state to mitigate this water flow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, work was set to begin on Monday, yesterday, and this flood happened on Thursday. So Mother Nature had a little bit of a surprise, just days, or if you want to look at it, hours ahead of when that work was expected to begin. So they're still going forward with that after they clean up. There's not really a set timetable, but it is kind of wild that they were taking action. This was a problem that was not being ignored, which is important to note.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess my last question here is, what does that, if you don't know, it's all right, but what does that work look like now as kids get back into school? I saw some of the fans out there, but what's the big concern there?
Yeah, and important to note that this is a 2-story middle school.
Yeah.
So they are rearranging some things, and there are parts of that first floor that were not hit.
Yeah.
But school should be open today. They did get approved yesterday by the fire marshal. So it is going to look different. There might be classrooms in the library, for example. But walking through, they were completely tearing up parts where there was carpet, was no carpet no more. And they're really focusing on the student health. Obviously, it can look dry, but you don't want mold and things like that for not only the students and staff and anyone that goes into school today, but a year or two down the road, especially if we're trying to fix this issue. So it looked, part of the school looked completely gutted. It's unclear, the offices too, where the principal would be, where you walk in, completely gutted. So, and there are some things which how long that will be till that's fixed is still unclear. And of course the cost is unclear. But there will be some classes going on today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really just an unfortunate example of, Mother Nature, beating them to the punch as far as some prevention efforts go. But yeah, it's just...
Yeah, I'll finish this with you, John.
Yeah.
They mentioned the school was built in the 90s, which relative for Vermont schools is pretty new. We have a few new ones popping up, but they said in the 30-plus years when this was built, this has never happened. Now we've had it twice in about 6 months. So they're making that change, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we'll take a look at some of that damage you had in your story yesterday. But Ike, thanks for hopping on today.
Thanks, John. Good to see you.
All right, have a good one. Again, that was our Ike and David there, just talking about Crosset Brook Middle School. They're back in school today. If you didn't catch the tail end of that, but yeah, they're dealing with a little bit of cleanup from some floodwater getting in through some electrical conduits. So we'll pull that up now, and you kind of see what Ike and I were talking about.
The cleanup continues inside the Crosset Brook Middle School in Duxbury. The school has been closed since Thursday after an ice jam from the nearby Crosset Brook damaged the vault to Green Mountain Power equipment and flooded the school.
It came in through the electrical vaults, the one on the back side of the road. The ice had actually damaged the vault itself, letting the water from the river just pour right in.
Several inches of water damaging several classrooms and offices of the school. Now they are gutted and need to be rebuilt.
Our first concern is safety. We want to make sure that people aren't going to have any indoor air quality issues.
Officials don't know the full extent of the damage yet.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
But believe it will be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars in repairs. It happened as they were working to mitigate these issues after similar flooding happened last summer.
We've received approval of the state to bring a contractor in to relocate, to rechannel the river because we had an issue over the summer.
Work was scheduled to begin on Monday, but the ice jam days before forced them to reschedule and clean up.
The river jumped and had other plans than what we had for that.
Work will continue, but they also plan to have students back in school in person on Tuesday. In Duxbury, Ike Ben David, Channel 3 News.
Again, some great work there from our Ike Ben David about Crosset Brook Middle School, again, back in school today.
Yep.
Kind of an unfortunate thing. We talk about ice jams a lot, as of the last few weeks, Peter. And I think that is an example of what can happen.
And it's another thing that we might have to watch potentially later this week and this weekend once again, just because we know we're going to start to really warm things up once again towards the weekend, get a little bit of rain shower activity. Still got plenty of snow to melt, especially in those higher elevations. So could be talking about some potential flooding, especially if any ice jams do pop up. So something that we're going to probably want to watch in that Sunday, Monday time frame once again.
I think it's one of those things that we always talk about. Oh, it's great to have warmer weather. It does come with that.
A lot of melting. It really does come with that. It's something that we have to watch basically each and every spring because we know we get all that snow during the winter, especially in the higher elevations, and then it has to melt. And where does it come from? The mountains?
Down to the rivers.
To the rivers, yeah. So that's something that we'll be potentially watching here later this weekend. For now, though, did want to show you the view here on Satellite Radar. Most of us pretty quiet here to kick things off on this Tuesday morning. A few clouds kind of filtering that sunshine just a little bit. High, thin clouds, especially the further north you are. Otherwise, though, really not looking too bad out there. Take a look at these temperatures, though. Really, truly all over the place. To the west of the Green Mountains, we got 47 in Burlington right now, 48 Middlebury, 43 for Rutland, but got cooler air trapped to the east of the Green Mountains, 32 St. Jay, 32 for Lebanon, 30 Springfield, 32 right now in Brattleboro. I think this difference kind of equals out just a bit here as we head towards later today. Here's how the rest of the day shapes up. Probably a bit more sunshine here to start off the day today. A few more clouds kind of into the late afternoon and evening hours. There is the chance of a few rain showers here later this evening as well. Rain showers, the best chance really going to be the further north you are here through the second half of the day today. Really not a whole lot of us see rain showers. Any rain we do see going to be fairly quick moving and really not going to produce all that much in terms of precip. That quickly wraps up here through the first part of the overnight hours tonight. We head into the night tonight looking pretty quiet. Skies start to clear. That's how we'll start off your day on Wednesday. A few more rays of sunshine to start off the day tomorrow, before we see a few more clouds into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. The one thing I will say is you will definitely notice the temperature change. Here's where we are this afternoon. Most of us back into the 50s here for daytime highs, right along that Massachusetts state line, potentially even reaching towards the 60-degree mark, if not a bit higher down there. Tonight, though, take a look at where we start off the day tomorrow. single digits and teens here off to the north, teens and 20s off to the south. So definitely a very cold start to your Wednesday morning, and really not going to climb all that much into tomorrow afternoon. Most of us generally going to talk daytime highs, mid to upper 20s and lower 30s here as we head through the afternoon hours for your day on Wednesday. Did want to show you this, though. It is one day of a kind of return to winter before we start to warm things back through the 40s, 50s, and then we head towards the second half of the weekend, potentially the low to mid 60s even. More on that in just a second. Also, we start to see the chance of a few rain showers here as we head into the second half of the weekend. Did want to show you this. Does look like Saturday primarily dry. Want to give you the first alert, though, to the chance of a few rain showers, especially as we head into Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and into the day on Monday. You couple the rain showers here with the very warm temperatures that we'll be talking about, we could be keeping an eye on some potential flooding, especially if any of those ice jams do pop up. That's something that we're going to, again, want to watch here later this weekend and to start next week. First layer forecast here for the rest of the day today. It's partly cloudy skies overhead. A few more clouds here later this afternoon, this evening. That's when we also stand a chance of seeing some of those scattered showers out there. Again, the best chance of those showers primarily north here. Tonight, overnight lows, notice how they plunge back into the single digits, teens, and lower 20s here to start off your day tomorrow. Into the rest of your day on Wednesday, I think it's a bit more sunshine here to start off the day tomorrow, followed by a few more clouds tomorrow afternoon, with temperatures generally in the mid to upper 20s and lower 30s here for the afternoon hours tomorrow. Now, look at that 7-day forecast. There is a chance of a few light snow showers Wednesday night into Thursday. Those really should not produce and accumulate all that much snow. Then we look quieter here to close out the rest of the week. Friday does look like a pretty nice spring day, sunshine, temperatures in the 50s, as we've mentioned, even warmer here as we head towards the weekend. Saturday probably looking to be the drier of the 2 weekend days, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Sunday, that very warm day, low to even mid 60s, with a chance of a few rain showers, especially later on in the day on Sunday, carrying over into St. Patrick's Day here for the day on Monday.
Really snuck up on us too, St. Patrick's Day.
Really snuck up on us. I mean, I feel like we were just ushering in the new year, and now we're going into March.
Yeah.
And
if only we could bump up one day, have it in the 60s on St. Patrick's Day. But I think people would take that.
I think people would celebrate too much.
Well, the thing is, too, I think 40s and rain is very reflective of Ireland in general. So
that is true.
Maybe it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Peter, thank you. I think it does for us here on WCAX. Of course, you can see Peter and I, an hour in 32 minutes?
Hour and
no,
32?
2 hours and 32 minutes. There you go.
I was going to say, I wish our show went on at 11 a.m.
And all of our content online and our evening shows as well.
Yep.
I think it does it. All right. Have a good one.